On today's episode, we're going to talk about, is Taurus junk? Apparently, Elvis on a shark, great username by the way, seems to think so. And somewhere on the screen here, you're going to see the comments. And I told him I was going to make a video, and of course, this is not a Taurus that you're looking at. So naturally, the Springfield Hellcat, which is part of my everyday carry, which is one of my favorite firearms because it is a micro subcompact that carries 15 plus 1. But I would carry this in a heartbeat, and I would carry this in a heartbeat. This is a Taurus. And a lot of people talk shit about Olight, saying that they catch fire and everything. Well, people say the same thing about Hyundai, but yet I'm driving a Hyundai. I have never had a problem with either. I've never had a problem with Taurus. I've never had a problem with Smith & Wesson. Never had a problem with Springfield. Never had a problem with Glock, Ruger. The list goes on. FN. The list goes on and on and on as to what I have. Never ever had to send a gun back, except for one brand, and that was a High Point C9. That's when I first got into it. And I thought that, if I bought the cheapest gun, that it would be better. At that time, around 2000 and, I guess, 12-ish, give or take, that, since I didn't know any better at that time, because I was just getting into this, that would be a great gun. And it jammed a lot. But I come to find out after I sent it back, because they fixed the sear spring and sent it back to me free of charge, didn't charge me anything, not even for shipping. They told me to use a different magazine. So they sent me another magazine free of charge. I don't have that High Point anymore. And I did. I never had a problem out of it since, but that was my only gun that I had. I didn't have anything else at that time. Would I recommend a High Point? If that's the only thing that you can afford is a High Point, it's better than walking over here like so and grabbing one of these sticks and using it and sharpening it up and trying to defend yourself with one of these. I have never seen anyone say, don't shoot me with a High Point, or say it's going to jam when they're looking at it. I have never, ever seen that, and I never will. Do you want to know why? Because it's a fucking gun. Yes, it is inexpensive. Yes, it is manufactured in Ohio. Yes, they had problems at one point. But High Point, they've come a long way from what they used to be. And that's just like Hyundai. So is the manufacturer, along with Kia, same company. And a lot of people still don't like them. But yet, Fords are catching fire left and right, just like GMs are, so go figure. But this weapon will work. It is loaded. The safety is on. This light, I have never had a problem with it. Ever. Never, ever, ever. So today, we're going to prove Elvis on a shark wrong, that this gun can do the same thing as this $600 fucking Hellcat can. And I know somebody's going to say, you need to clean that. I'm not cleaning the outside of it. I care about the inside. This bitch stays on my fucking body all the time. I carry this everywhere. I've carried that, and I've carried that. And you want to know something? I got a friend of mine who is more into guns than I am, and I'm deep in the fucking closet when it comes to goddamn guns. And even he said himself that Taurus is just fine. So, we're going to walk right over here. I just can't stand a fucking gun snob. So what we got here is an old sleep machine. I'm gonna put some bullets in it. Why? It don't work. Why not? So the first gun I'm gonna use is obviously the Taurus. And I wanna know how these are gonna run in it. These are these Freedom Munition, I guess, wannabe hollow points. Pretty sure nobody will ever say, hey man, you can go ahead and shoot me with that. You know, I try not to laugh whenever I was thinking that in my head, because nobody's ever going to say that. So I'm going to go down here and set this up, and I'll be right back. You know, Elvis on the Shark said that there are better options out there than this Taurus. Well, Elvis on the Shark, if that right there was an intruder, okay, and this is all I had was a Taurus. Since you want to be a gun snob in the comment section, do you really think this is going to go bang? Do you? It looked like it did. Looks like it went bang. Looks like it does what it's supposed to do. Damn, Elvis on a Shark. Looks like I proved you wrong. Let's rapid fire it. So close. Now, what's the difference between my Taurus and your Taurus? Probably because, I don't know, maybe the fact that I actually clean my weapons after every use. Maybe the fact that, I don't know, you know, I take care of my equipment and I don't need to spend $1,000 on a fucking pistol to make it work. Kind of like this $600 Springfield Hellcat. I bought it because I'm a Springfield fanatic. I love, 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 love Springfield Armory. One of my favorites in terms of, you know, manufacturing of firearms. And now I got a whole nother mag right here, this time with FMJs. I didn't really set up a long-range target because there was just no sense in it. I'm trying to prove in a Taurus G3C is just as good as a $600 Springfield or a $650 Glock or a $700 Springfield or, I don't know, my $1,000 FN Tactical 45. Who the fuck knows, you know? It does its job. It's a fucking gun. I flinched. It fucking does its job. The triggers on them, they're okay. I'm used to better triggers, naturally. But let's do a mag dump. See if it'll fucking work. Look, it fucking works. It does its job. What more do you want? I promise you, an intruder would be dead. How about this one with these horrible fucking triggers on them? Huh? What does SDVE stand for? Self-Defense Value Enhanced. Not really big on these triggers, but whatever. Ah, god damn it. I flinched again. I don't like these triggers, like, at all. This one didn't even go off. I wonder why. Well, I'm not going to edit this part. Probably because I did not rack it. So, why did I flinch? I'm used to triggers like 5.5 pounds or less. Mechanic, absolutely fucking love it. But in a self-defense situation, you know, you're not going to notice that trigger pull. You're really not, man. See, I think it's dead. 40 caliber. Oh, Nelly. Now, what's wrong with this gun? Nothing. It's a little bit more than that Taurus back there. Except for the fucking horrible trigger. It looks like it does its job too. There's a reason why I didn't bring out my Glock. There's a reason why I didn't shoot my Springfield. I wanted to shoot inexpensive guns. Not cheap guns, but inexpensive guns. And those are the two ones that I actually had. If you want to talk about cheap guns, let's talk about Jimenez. Cobra firearms. Now, I know somebody's going to say something about Cobra's Derringers. Their Derringers are okay, but their semi-automatic pistols are just, they're Saturday night specials. Just that. Phoenix Arms is another one. Now, here's the kicker about Phoenix. Their 22s, the little semi-automatic 22 that they have, they're actually not bad. They're actually pretty decent. They work. But everything else that Phoenix Arms has pretty much made has been just a dud. It's like having a one-hit wonder at the box office, or having a one-hit wonder, you know, at the CMT Awards. You know, you hit the damn nail on the head one time, and then you just can't figure it out after that. I've had Car Arms, K-A-H-R, that were just fucking junk. Some people had great luck with them. I won't buy another one because they were just junk. Why would you name it Car? You know, when people say, man, what kind of gun is that? It's a car. No, it's not. It's a gun. But it's K-A-H-R. It's named after the man who invented it. I never had any good luck with them. But I'm not going to be a snob to somebody and say, man, you shouldn't carry that. You should carry this or that. Carry whatever the fuck it is you like. I'm not going to knock a Taurus. I own them. I'm not going to knock a Smith & Wesson SD series. I own them. I'm not going to knock a car, even though I had problems with them. Guess what? If that's what you like, go for it. I'm not going to knock fucking Kimber. Even though I've had bad experiences with Kimber, they make some of the best looking fucking firearms I have ever laid my eyes on. But at the same time, that's just it. Kimber is nothing more than, to me, a beautiful paperweight. That's going to piss some people off, and I really don't care. But at the end of the day, I'll stick with what I know. If you want to take your money and buy a Kimber, you want to buy a Glock, a Springfield, an FN, whatever it is you want to spend your money on, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, the list goes on, go for it. But here's the problem, Elvis on a Shark. People like you say, well, you shouldn't have that Taurus right there. You should buy something better like a Springfield or a Glock. But yet you refuse to put in any money in on it. You have an opinion on whether or not I should carry something, but yet you will not, under any circumstances, put in any money to buy me something that's supposedly in your eyes more reliable, when I literally just proved that that gun right there is reliable. It is as reliable as the gun that's on my fucking hip. It does its job. This gun right there, that Taurus, stays, you know where it stays? On my bedside table in a fucking handgun safe. Why would I use my Springfield? Now, my Hellcat, yes, I would use that. But my other Springfields, my XDMs, you know, my higher end weapons to eliminate a threat inside my house. Why would I grab, I don't know, a Daniel Defense AR and use that when I can use an Omni tactical AR? Because the Omni costs much less. In the event that you have to use a weapon in self-defense, you're going to lose it. And it may take 6 months up to 6 years for you to get it back. It just depends upon how fast that they do ballistics on it. And you can argue with me in the comment section all you want. You know I'm telling the truth. I'm not going to waste my money on something that supposedly is more reliable, but yet at the end of the day, it comes down to ammunition. And it comes down to whether or not the magazines are going to work correctly. It comes down to whether or not that the revolver is still in time. It comes down to the fact that the ammunition can cause the firearm to blow up. But I have used steel cased ammunition in the SD series and in the Taurus, and I have never had a problem. But my Glock 19 doesn't like it, and my Glock 17 doesn't like it, and my Glock 22 and 23 and Glock 21 does not like it. Glock 43 really doesn't give a shit. So explain that one to me, buddy. You're not going to. I come out here to show you that the Taurus is a great firearm and it does the job, and we're not living in the 90s anymore. So what's the fucking problem? Look what it did, along with that SD 40 VE. If somebody was trying to attack me and I shot them, they would be dead. That's the whole purpose of it. That's the whole purpose. You think I spent $250 on that motherfucker not to use it? I'm not going to cry about $250 if, number one, it gets stolen. I have all my serial numbers written down. They're all in my safe. Number two, if I lose the weapon because I had to shoot a motherfucker that broke in my house, I'm not going to cry over that. I would cry over my FN, because you know how much goddamn money I spent on that? My Zeb technologies, my shadow systems. I would cry over that. My CZs. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'd cry over that, because I spent a lot of fucking money on that. Those are range toys. And then I have self-defense toys. The Springfield Hellcat on my hip here, it's a self-defense toy. That's just what we call it. That's just what it is, bro. I don't know how else to put this to you, and I made this long-ass fucking video. Stop being a gun snob. It's 2023, almost 2024, bro. Let people buy what they want. You said in the comment section you wouldn't stand in front of it. Well, if you did, you wouldn't be alive anymore. That's the thing. Tauruses, they work. They do their jobs. What they were designed to do. The G2C, G3C, G3 full size, the GX4, their revolvers are fucking A1. They're great. But hey, you buy what you like. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. It may seem like that, but I'm not. I'm fixing to go and make something to eat. I'm hungry. And I got to go to work in the morning. So, deuces. If this did not change your mind, I do not care. But at the end of the day, dead is still dead. So it doesn't matter if it was done by a Taurus or a Smith & Wesson or a Glock or a Ruger or whatever you got your hands on. If that's what you got in the time that you need it, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You have a great day.